could take once you shoot a video to edit it to actually go on to YouTube?
That's a good question. I think it's different for everybody. For me personally, I've been doing it for so long that I've sort of honed my craft. You know, writing the video is usually the longest part for me because I want to get it perfect, and I'm kind of a writer before even a YouTuber, so that's important to me. But I can film a video in like 10 minutes because I've gotten really, really good at quick memorizing and like spitting it back. And editing takes like half an hour to an hour. But I have friends and roommates who just started making videos recently, and it takes them about 3 times the amount of time to do it. But I'm the weird one, not them. I'm just really fast. So it's, you know, usually, I mean, you can make a video in a day. It won't take the whole day, but, you know, it's depending on if you're writing it and how quickly you can edit and how good you are at memorizing, or if you're just doing it candid. Usually, like an afternoon is about the amount of time it would take for someone who's sort of new to it.
It's cool. It's crazy how you can get better at editing and move faster, and then, you know, like you're using the first time I edited a video, I used Windows Movie Maker.
Me too.
And then I upgraded to another program that was made by Corel, Video Studio Pro, and it was like manageable. And then the first time I looked at Premiere, I was like, I will never understand this. There's so many things that I need something simple that kind of just does it for me.
Yeah.
And now that I use Premiere like almost every day, it's like I can't go back to something.
Yeah,
I need those buttons. Yeah.
Well, the cool thing I find about Premiere and like Adobe products in general is that you don't have to know how to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I have a very basic working knowledge of Photoshop, and there's so much more you can do with Photoshop.
Right.
But I can do like the little things that I can do, and that's enough. And it doesn't hinder you to not know how to do the crazy, like high-end things to be able to go in and edit your video or edit your picture. And so I think that there's like a pretty good like easy learning curve into some of those programs. It's a lot less intimidating than it looks at first glance.
For sure, for sure. What is some advice to YouTubers that have been making videos for a long time, but just can't seem to build the audience? Like networking, promotion. Like what would you say?
I would love to ask some of the bigger YouTubers that question as well. I don't know. I think you know, if you're not using the sites like Tumblr and Instagram and stuff, those are really good ways. There's a big audience on those sites already, and if you can sort of tap into those, you can bring new people to what you're doing. You know, if you can get like a different type of success on Tumblr, then maybe people will be interested in your videos. And that's sort of what I've been playing around with recently. And I hate to say this, but you know, there's some formulas on YouTube. There are types of videos that do better than other videos. In general, you know, there's a lot of like tag videos that go around that aren't necessarily the most like intelligent types of videos that you can make, but they're interesting. Like the Draw My Life fad that went around, like most people's Draw My Life videos did better than the other videos that they do because people were interested in them and they're a cool idea and they're popular. So I mean, finding the videos like that sort of speak to you and that you feel like you can do in an interesting way is a good way to try to get more views, but I don't really have an answer to that question.
Yeah, for sure. What's one of your favorite videos you've ever done?
I mean, actually, speaking of the Draw My Life video, I put a lot of work into that video.
Yeah.
People seem to really like it, and it like came at a good time in my life for it and everything, so I was really proud of that.
Okay.
But as far as like fun videos, I've done a lot of really cool music videos. A bunch of my friends up here in Seattle, and I did this like Buffy music video a couple of years ago, and that was really cool. We actually cast like lookalikes for people on the show and stuff.
Cool.
So that was a lot of fun, and that was like a week-long production type of situation. So yeah, those like larger videos are usually a lot of fun.
Is there any videos that you wish you could go back and redo?
Let's say like the first like 4 years, I would love to go back. Now, my most popular video, my most viewed video on my channel is this stupid video that I made where I was obsessed with the idea of like watching things backwards. So I ate a banana and then I made it backwards. And I was a young girl who didn't think about what people might think that looks like. And so that video has like 1.3 million views. I don't have any other videos that have 1 million views on my channel. But it's like the crappiest, like, it has a little like Adobe logo in the corner because I downloaded a like trial of Adobe to try to do this. And it's just so stupid and it has the dumbest music. And it's the video that most people have seen. That's sort of one of my biggest.
That's too funny. Okay. All right. Is there any last questions? Yeah. Okay. We got 2 questions here, 1 there, and then we gotta wrap it up.
So I was wondering if maybe you currently, or maybe in the future, might make plans for continuing your old 5 Awesome Girls channel.
I think, oh man, that's a tough question. Awesome Girls was a very cool thing that we did, and it was cool for what we were doing at that point in our lives. And I definitely think it came to a like beautiful organic end. I'm not going to say that we won't ever do, like the 5 of us won't ever do something or some sort of like reunion thing. We're never going to do the channel the way that it was then. It just wouldn't be the same. I don't think that people actually, like people think they want it. I don't think they actually want it. But I'm not going to say that we'll never do something together again.
I know you do a lot of writing, like you do NaNoWriMo and then writing for YouTube videos. What kinds of things do you do to kind of push through and get over procrastination and things like that?
Well, with writing videos, I've just made it my job to make videos, and I've gotten on a schedule to make videos once a week, and so I just have to write a video once a week, and so that's pretty easy to mentally just be like, all right, you have to do this. For NaNoWriMo, the problem with NaNoWriMo is that I work really, really hard on writing in November, and I get so burnt out that I don't write that much the rest of the year. But then I feel so guilty about not writing the rest of the year that in November I'm like, all right, you have to do this. So I think I'm like really guilt-driven with writing. But I don't know. I think like because writing is so important to me, I just have to really like give myself a reality check every once in a while and be like, you are not making time for this thing that makes you really happy. Why? And then figure out what things I can cut out. Usually when I am working on writing, especially in November, I cut out a lot of like, I don't scroll through Tumblr for 3 hours, and I don't go out with my friends as much as they'd want me to. And I think it's just like reminding yourself what's important to you. And I think that, mentally that you sort of do the rest on your own.
All right, one last question.
Have you warmed up to being a Hufflepuff yet? I think deep down I always kind of knew. Well, no, okay, I'm going to take that back. The thing is that we get sorted, Harry Potter people, wizards, fictional wizards get sorted when they're 11. And we are much different at 11 than we are in our 20s. And I think at 11 I probably would have been a Slytherin because kids are not nice people, really, usually. I mean, I wasn't. I don't know about you guys. But I think that being sorted on Pottermore at 24, or however old I was a much different person than I was at 11. And so I think that over time, I've just sort of, realized that I have a lot more qualities of Hufflepuff, and I think a lot of those came from growing up and, like, getting smarter and things like that. So, yeah, I've sort of come to terms with it, but I still like pretending I'm a Slytherin because it's more fun.
All right, thank you very much for coming down and hanging out with us.
Yeah, no problem.
I just want to let the live stream know where they can find you online.
You can find me on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/italktosnakes or on Twitter with Kristina Horner as the username.
Cool. All right, great. Thank you very much.